Walking on sunshine. Do you do it? Do you do enough of it? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 175 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today's topic is sunshine and vitamin D and the importance of that to so many things in our life. It impacts our vitamin D, and getting sunshine every day impacts our bone health, our immune function, our mood, imagine that, and our disease prevention. If we want to prevent diseases, we need to get a certain amount of vitamin D. Oftentimes, if you're like me and you live in a northern climate and the sun is gone, like we've had a really rainy summer so far this year. Usually I'm outside in the sun every day getting a little bit of sun, going for a walk, but I found I've had to be riding my exercise bike a lot more because it's been so rainy. Took the garbage out this morning, raining again. Raining yesterday, the day before. We've been getting a lot of rain. I feel like we're living in a more tropical climate, yet we are not. But I love this topic because I grew up and with all sisters. And my dad, to keep an eye on us, I am sure, plus to entertain us, put a swimming pool in our yard when I was probably 9 years old, 8 or 9. I think 9. I don't remember exactly. Childhood things. Who has time to remember all that with everything we packed in our brain after all the years that we've been in existence? But he put in a pool. So my sisters and I were out in the sun swimming every day. And that was probably the healthiest time of my life because we were outside getting vitamin D in nature, in the fresh air, enjoying the sunshine every single day in the summer, right? We weren't in the pool in the winter. From Wisconsin. Wisconsin can get very, very brutally cold in the winter. And that's why this topic is so important. D3 is one of the things that people are often deficient in. And if you've got a vitamin D deficiency, you get certain symptoms that you could relate to other things, but it might just be that you need to take some more D3. Symptoms like fatigue, depression, weak bones, frequent illnesses. Are you getting sick a lot? Are you tired all the time? Are you ornery? Symptoms of a lot of different things. Are you depressed? Are you feeling like just nothing matters and it's not worth it? I'm not a doctor, of course, but I do notice when I don't get outside enough, and one of the things I do whenever I go up to make my cup of coffee in the morning is I stand in the doorway while my coffee's brewing on the Keurig. It's not very much time, but it's a little bit of time to boost my energy and boost my mood. And even days like today when it's rainy, I still do that because, and I stretch in the doorway. Neighbors probably think I'm a little goofy, but who cares? We do what's right for us. So, most people are deficient in vitamin D. The vast majority of the population is. I didn't look up the statistics. I should probably have done that. If that's important to you, hit me up in the comments below and I will actually research and look it up. But I didn't think it was actually that important. It's like saying most people don't get enough sleep. I think we just all know it to be true. We don't need the actual statistical numbers. And who's out there counting things like that, right? Anyway, 15 to 30 minutes of midday sun without sunscreen, oh my gosh, believe it or not, on your arms and legs is all that you need several times a week. You don't even have to do it every day, but several times a week if you can get out in the sun at lunchtime and get sun on your arms and your legs if possible, that is what your body really, really, I can't think of the word, needs and wants and desires. That's what your body wants and desires. So, my one caveat here is we need to remember to balance getting enough sun for vitamin D purposes with not so much sun that we burn our skin. If we burn our skin, that can lead to skin cancer and all kinds of things and risks that we don't want to have happen, like age spots. I suspect that a lot of my aging and age spots is because of how much time I spent in the sun when I was a teenager, a youth and a teenager, because I spent a lot. I actually had green hair once. That's how much sun. And that's a long story. Back in the days of sun in. Anybody remember that? Wanted blonde streaks in my hair. Now I just got gray streaks in my hair. So what are we going to do today around this? I'm going to challenge you to get out in the sun at lunchtime today for 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes. Or tomorrow, whatever day works for you. I know that if you're at work and you have a busy schedule, it's a little challenging to get out in the sun at all, much less. And that's when I think it's more important, is that we set the example for other people by doing the things that we know are good for us and make us better, healthier human beings. Okay, we're focusing on health and physical health all this month, right? And so I love it when people set an example for me. When I see people walking at lunchtime, I used to, in my Italian food business, I would go for a walk at lunchtime every single day, after my cardiac arrest, that is, not before. But after that, every single day at lunchtime, no matter what was going on in the business, I left, and everybody knew if I wasn't there, that, and because I used to tell them, and I'm like, they're like, you don't need to tell us every day you're going for a walk. We know what you do, which was really funny, right? And so every day I would go for a walk. So that was probably from 2010 to 2016. That's not even that many years. That's only 6 years. That's because before then I wasn't smart enough to do that. I was smart enough. I just didn't do it. I was too busy running through my life. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. Ask yourself today, how much sun exposure do you actually get? How much sun exposure do I actually get during the week? Normal week, at least 7 hours a day, because I'll go for an hour-long walk. Now, I'm not just sitting in the sun. I'm going for a walk, which I love because it gives me double benefits, right? I'm getting the vitamin D, but I'm also getting some exercise and movement. And to me, it's movement that's, we've talked about this, more important than just going out and exercising for the sake of exercising. We have to find something we enjoy doing, an activity we like, or we won't do it. At least that's how it's always been for me. So we want to ask ourselves that. Do you have any symptoms that I mentioned earlier? Fatigue, depression, weak bones, or frequent illnesses? I don't want to say I have frequent illnesses, but I've been going on a month with this cold and runny nose stuff. So maybe I just need more vitamin D. That could be. Maybe I'll go up and take some D3 in a few minutes. If you live in northern climates like me, you're going to find that you have to supplement with vitamin D, D3 in particular, in the winter months. I actually have a sun type lamp that simulates the sun, just for they call it a mood light, because it gives us in the northern land the sunshine and the exposure that we need that we don't get. I don't use it very often, but a couple times a week during the winter months, and then not at all in the summer, of course, because I'm out every day. And then how would your mood and energy, how would my mood and energy change with adequate vitamin D? Ask yourself that. And then, if you don't have any vitamin D3 and you don't get enough sun, and you know you don't, either order on Amazon or go get yourself a bottle of vitamin D3 and start taking it. I can't remember what the recommended dose is. I'm not a doctor, not going to suggest it for you. It's different probably for each and every one of us, depending on our age, depending on our health, depending on all the things that doctors will ask you. I would also challenge you to go to your doctor at some point and get a blood test. We should have talked this at the beginning of the month. Get a blood test that tells you what the heck's going on in your body, just so that you know and have a baseline of what it is. I go every year for my heart since my cardiac arrest, so I always get that done and get a check in with what's actually going on, not what I just think is going on, because it's often not the same thing. All right, that's it today for exposure. How much sun do you get? How much sun did you get today? How much sun did you actually get today? Come back, share in the comments below so we can learn from one another. Like I said, I tried to eat a little bit this morning with my morning coffee, but because the sun's always up, right? There just wasn't any sunshine out. But I got to experience the rain. That's always fun. All right, if I can help you anyway, all you have to do is ask. Just reach out and ask. And if not, I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Have an awesome day.